We are starting our Crash Bandicoot 4 series because colors didn't go as planned. At all. Dang. I thought I did this before, but now it sounds even quieter. Okay, that's good. We're gonna keep that at 3. And I think voices at 3 is good. But, oh boy, do we got news about Activision today, lads. Oh my god. AI art. No matter where you stand on it, we can all agree, like, gaming used to be so full of love and passion. And like, again, wherever you stand on AI art, there is no passion or love in AI. So,
Crash Bandicoot. At last, I, the great Neocortex, have you right where I want you. And now, the final blow!
Hush, simpleton.
Face it, Entropy. It's going to fail. Again!
At least Uka Uka and I attempt to free us from this prison. I won't sit idly by and listen to your inane ramblings for another decade. You chew.
Is he dead?
Leave him. He's served his purpose.
not really talking because I'm letting the cutscene play out. Okay, that's the introduction to Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. No, it's not. Never mind. Hold on.
A great power has awoken. Crash, I fear it portends an event of reality-shattering proportions. I feel it emanating from Insanity Peak. Quickly, we must go! Crash! Crash! Crash!
Okay. That was the introduction. So, yes, as I was saying, I forgot about the first cutscene and stuff, but as I was saying, I came into this like, bruh. Like, Activision, dude. Okay, so I've heard mixed things. So, Spyro, we're going to take what I say with a grain of salt, because I've heard mixed things on it. But they are doing AI art, as I said, and everything. But apparently, I read something, it's for games that won't even come out, but there is AI art for a game. It's a Call of Duty mobile game. And apparently that one's real. Remember when EA was the villain? Remember that? What has EA done lately? I have not heard anything about EA in so long. It's like EA started being bad. Companies saw it and was like, how can we do worse?
Quickly, we must go!
And it sucks. Because it's like, now, why out of, oh, gross. I have motion blur. Out of all the companies, why did they buy, like, Crash? Why Activision? Why? I will never. This is a bad ending for us Crash fans. It really is. This is the bad ending. Also, yes, I wasn't expecting to do Crash Bandicoot 4 so soon, but, if you guys saw yesterday, I did Sonic Colors. And that game did not live up to my expectations one teensy tiny little bit. So we're just gonna do Crash Bandicoot 4, play through the Crash games. I am considering... Give me 1 second. I'm posting that I'm live in my Discord server. Hold on. I'm honestly considering that... Join my Discord server, by the way. Playing Dead by Daylight on stream. But I played it today, and oh my god. Every time I think about it, I play it for a little bit. That's why normally I stream as soon as I wake up. And today I was like, I just want to see how my games go on Dead by Daylight, and then I'll make my mind up, and they did not go smoothly, I should say. Oh, it's because you suck at the game. It's that, and it's also... Oh, the toxicity in that game goes crazy. But I'm not here to talk about that. Right now, we're talking about Activision versus EA. So, I haven't really been keeping up with EA. I'm a huge Crash fan. You can even call me a glazer or a fanboy. Actually, no. Because there's no defending Rumble, and I will not embarrass myself like that. But apparently, Activision dropped some AI art, and I haven't seen all of it. I've heard there's Crash Bandicoot. I've seen the Call of Duty one. I think I saw the Crash Bandicoot one, actually. I don't know if there's one more. But I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish with it. If the games are seriously not going to come out, maybe they're just testing to see how the public reacts to it. But I don't know. Honestly, it's kind of crazy how far we've come in gaming. Because like I said earlier, gaming used to be so full of passion and love. It used to be an art form. Now, it's just corporate. Whoops. It's corporate craziness. It's... What is the quickest and most scummy... And I've said this before. What's the quickest and most scummiest way to make money? And oh my god, Activision! And I doubt, and this is gonna hurt, and it hurts to say this, but I honestly think that... Hold up, I gotta pull my chat up. Hold on. My computer's slow. Hold on. But like... I love Crash and everything. Microsoft buying Rare didn't really put a good, like, a view on everything. But, you know, everyone, you know, took it with a grain of salt. But I think because Rumble, since everyone's trying to go live service, and Rumble didn't do as good as they wanted, I don't think we're going to see another Crash game. For a while. Now, if I'm wrong, oh, thank God. I would love to see a Crash game this year. Please, give us like one Crash game this year. That's it. And don't make it live service. Just make it a good old, like, just... You could even rip assets from Crash Bandicoot 4 and stuff, and I don't think anyone would care. Just don't make it live service. And if you do make it live service, why the hell didn't you focus on Crash Team Racing? Out of all the games. Okay, chat just pulled up. That's how slow my computer is. Both passed the bad threshold years ago. There are well into horrible tier. They should just sell Crash and Spyro to Nintendo. Honestly, Spyro acquiring Nintendo? Nintendo acquiring Spyro and Crash? I've wanted that. I've wanted that since they stopped making games for the PS2 and stuff. I almost said a specific game, and I couldn't think of a specific game, so I thought of a console instead. I played, what was it? And I was like, oh, I wish Crash was made by the people who did Mario. I think it was Crash Wrath of Cortex. No, Crash Bash came out, and I was like, oh, okay, the introduction and everything seemed normal, but so I thought it was Naughty Dog, and I was like, I don't really care for that, but it is a party game, and I didn't have a lot of people to play that game with. So, I didn't really care. Then there was the fact that Wrath of Cortex comes out. I talked to one of my friends at the time about it. He told me that it was new developers and everything, that's why it was so different. And I was like, new developers? At the time, that was like new territory for me. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know, because like when I got into gaming, I was really young. I think the first time I played a video game was Crash 2 when I was like 3 or 4. And well, didn't really play it. I just had Crash face the screen because I felt bad every time I killed him. But that's besides the point. But no, see, the thing is, what? I lost my train of thought and I go to the thing is, what? But, nah, when I learned about that, I was like, whoa, and this is why I wanted it originally. I was like, I want Crash to meet Sonic and Mario. Sega should buy Crash, and then Nintendo should buy Crash. And then when I finally found out the in-depth of what that meant, I've always wanted Nintendo to buy out Crash. I've always wanted, or not always, but for a while I've wanted Crash to be a Nintendo IP. Because Nintendo, I feel, would do it so much justice, and they wouldn't try to go the corporate route. And if Mario Rabbids has taught us anything, if, say, Activision sells the rights to Crash and Nintendo buys it, right? Who says they can't ask Activision to be like, hey, so, you know how you helped us make Mario and Rabbids or whatever? Help us make, like, Crash Bandicoot. Another IP I would like Nintendo to get, Rayman. For the love of God. Ubisoft needs to die. And that's another company, oh boy! So, I don't play a lot of Ubisoft games. I think the first Ubisoft game that I played, that wasn't Rayman, of course, was, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I think I was 13 or something when I first played that. Oh, well, I'm dead. But, I played it and I was like, whoa, this game's so cool! So then, I was like, I'm gonna download, or not download, I'm going to go out, spend my money, and get Assassin's Creed Rogue. Damn it. Little did I know, Assassin's Creed Rogue was just Assassin's Creed 4. And I've played Assassin's Creed 4 so much, I was burnt out with it at the time. Because when I was younger, I didn't really have, you know, I couldn't go out whenever I wanted and stuff. I didn't have, like, a lot of money to go and buy things like that. So, I spent money on Rogue, and I was like, this is just Assassin's Creed 4. And I played through it and everything. And then they said, and I forget what it's called. It's like Assassin's Creed. It was the one where you play as, I think, brother and sister. And in that game, I was like, it's basically the same thing. And then I got into Far Cry 3. That was the first Far Cry I played, was Far Cry 3, because I saw a video of it. I was like, oh, that's cool. Didn't realize it was still Ubisoft. Then I got into Far Cry 4, and I was like, this is Far Cry 3, and then I got Far Cry Primal. And guess what my thing? Take a wild guess what I thought of Far Cry Primal. It's just Far Cry 3 and 4 with a little bit of added, like, animals. And that's it. And I was like, what? And then they still dish out Far Cry. Well, I don't know if they still dish out Far Cries. I know there's a new Assassin's Creed coming out. But is anyone even excited for it? Like, I've never understand that mentality. Buying the same game over and over again. That's why I'm not really into sports games. Like, no joke. I have... I got a notification. But anyways, I have FIFA on the PS2, not FIFA, an NFL game on my PS2. I have played it like once or twice, and from what I remember, the current games just look like it. All it is prettier with different teams and players. That's about it. And there's people that strictly play those games, like Call of Duty. I've never understood that. And I liked Call of Duty. I was a fan of Call of Duty at one time.
No way. Not in a million years. Get him off.
Crash, who is that?
Lonnie Lowly?
That's Invader Zim.
The quantum mask have returned.
Hey, Aku, how's it go? Is that a quantum rift?
It appears to be a door between dimensions.
Yes. The kind we keep shut. We have to go through, find my siblings, and fix this before some putz with a big evil plan and a bigger ego does something
Monumentally stupid. Oh god, that's class.
Uka unknowingly paved the way for our bright future. Once
I thought it was so weird that Uka just dies or is quote unquote dead in this game.
Engine, Embryo, you had some little projects you wanted to tell me about?
Master, my mechanical marvel.
Nintendo and Microsoft, I wouldn't mind. Imagine if something happens between Nintendo and Microsoft and say like they become, I forget what it's called. I think it's sister companies.
By my calculations,
like,
our enemies are already
I think that's what it's called.
And we...
Basically what I'm trying to say, because I don't know if that's what it's called. If Nintendo and Microsoft were like good with each other to the point where like, yeah, we'll put Halo on the Nintendo and we'll put Mario on Xbox, that'd be pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie, but very unlikely. But what would be cool to see them do would be, we have Banjo-Kazooie, and people love Banjo-Kazooie, they want to see more. So, you can have the rights to Banjo-Kazooie, we still own Rare, we still own it, but you have the rights to it, and we can partner up, make a game. And then, what they could do, same with Crash, same with Spyro, but that's in a perfect world. Do I have a skin? Nope. Oh wait, I have these. Is that supposed to be ninja? I hate that. Marsupius erectus. And we'll do Bighorn Energy. They would never do that, but they are agreeable enough that Microsoft would let them get stuff from Rare. Also, some of the older Halos are planned on Switch 2, apparently. Ooh! That is good to hear. That's cool. Dude, if they... See, if game companies were more agreeable with each other, I think gaming would be so much better. And I'm not talking like Activision agreeing with AA shit. No, EA and shit. No. I'm talking about Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. Imagine the possibilities. Because I think Sony... Because Microsoft owns Crash and Spyro, and I thought Sony got something out of the deal. Or no. Come to the show, Barman. Looking for your precious masks. I love his voice.
Don't worry. We have a thing where we fight, he loses. It's a well-established dynamic.
Not this time. I've got a backstage pass for you to get up close and personal with my weapon of mass percussion. I'm ready to rock it.
The one thing I don't like about this art style is Engine doesn't look as... Why am I Coco? Hold up. That... Cancel! Cancel! Run that back! Sony right now is woker than a woke Karen when Gen 6 is mentioned. No, dude. What's that game that just came out? Dragon Age or whatever? That's one of the PlayStation free games. I don't know if it's because they're trying to get people to play it, but I've heard that game is so bad. And one of the dialogue things is like literally one of the first sentences out of a character's mouth when you introduce yourself to them is, I'm non-binary. It's like the first thing, and it's so unnatural. Like I said before, I don't care if you put that shit in video games. I don't like when it's shoved down my throat. I mean, I don't think anyone does. But like Cat Bat in Rumble, I think was cool because it makes sense. Dingo Dial, Rillaroo, Koala Kong. Like, they're all mixed of different animals. I can skip this. We already saw that. They're all a mix of different animals. So it's like... It makes sense, considering it could be a boy cat with a girl bat, you know? Or was it a boy bat with a girl cat? I don't know. But, like, that makes sense. That's understandable, in my opinion. But when it's just, like, blatantly the entire... oh, I thought someone made a new comment. But when it's just blatant, this is what the entire game is. This is what, your character's personality is, and there's no redeeming qualities or anything, and it's just shoved down your throat. It's like, come on. A charming character is charming. A bad character is bad. I voice act. I haven't been real lucky with it, so... But... I've tried to voice act for projects, and I've put in creative input before. And I've told... because one of my friends was trying to do a series, and I forget what it was about, but... It was something to do with the main character was gay. And I told my friend, I'm like, that's fine. I just said, make sure it's a character that just so happens to be gay. Because look at well-written characters, right? And we'll look at females, since a lot of people are like, you only hate her because she's a girl. Wonder Woman and Injustice is cool. They wrote her very well. Harley is not. She is just Deadpool with women power. And for some reason, people eat that shit up. But, like, there's good female characters. And then there's the characters that are just written to be like, fuck men. Fuck men and fuck you if you are not women. And we're better than you. Like, Star Wars, for example. Finn. Finn was a good character who had flaws. And then you had that other character, the main one, the one that was a Palpatine / Skywalker thing, I forget her name. But she was, like the main character. That sucks. I don't even know her name. But like, she instantly knew how to fly a ship. She instantly knew how to fly a ship. She instantly knew how to use the Force. She instantly knew how to do every little thing that took every other Jedi years. It's like, you already have a world established. You already have all this stuff established. That's just bad character. That's bad character and that's just bad writing. Now, a good independent woman with really good writing, Laura Croft. And I'm not talking about the remakes. The remakes suck. Laura is still cool because it's Laura, though. I'm not even gonna lie. But the remakes, not my cup of tea. See, oh wait, I should read that out loud. The games or the comic, because Wonder Woman is not written well in the comic of Injustice or the game. I lost my spot. Or the game, really either. I mean, in both, she's why Superman becomes evil. Joker was just a trigger. She acts the opposite of how she is supposed to. It was forced in Injustice, honestly. I can see your point, but at, like, my stand on it is she's supposed to be the villain, and DC is multiversal, so I kind of give it some slack there, even though I know a lot of people say that's lazy writing, and I mean, it is. Also, fun fact, look at the life crate. The life crate changes based on what dimension it's in. What Bandicoot is that? Because that's Crash. Who's that? I don't know. Whoa. But, I think it's cool because I messed that up. I messed all that timing up. She's supposed to be hated, and they do a really good job on doing that. That's why I like Micah from Red Dead Redemption. Micah from Red Dead Redemption is one of my favorite villains because he is so, like, he is so antagonistic to you, and all you want to do is punch him in his face. And the game knows that, which is why it doesn't allow you to do it! But those kind of characters and villains are my favorite. Plus, I guess Wonder Woman wasn't really a good example because I don't keep up with a lot of the media and stuff. But from what I've seen of Wonder Woman, she seems cool. Nothing will ever beat Scarecrow, though. Scarecrow is amazing in those games. But anyways, this has totally... we've changed... Back to Activision! So... There's a lot I want to say on Activision. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. It's just... Okay. Activision owns Call of Duty. And I think the current Call of Duty... Because Steam was like... Steam released this thing where you have to be upfront when you're using AI. And Activision said that they've used AI in their current game. From what I've read. I have not gone to the Steam page myself. So take that as you will. But from what I've heard, oh my god, Activision is choking. And at least, like, I don't know. I was trying to think of a redeeming quality. There is no redeeming quality for Activision. Between everything that's been happening at their offices, you know. I know they fixed that, but still, horrible look. And then them doing Overwatch, and I know Blizzard is just kind of a small portion of Activision. But, come on! Letting your company come off that desperate is insane. The company was like, Widowmaker's just a, or not Widowmaker. Black Widow is just a ripoff of Widowmaker. I missed one crit. It's like, dude, come on, man, no. And then, now, I did not know this. This I have confirmed. The new update for Overwatch lets you play in third person, brings back the old team, and how it all works. And it basically went back to its roots, added third person, and is trying to just copy Marvel Rivals at this point. Which you can't, you can't. The way you're going to copy Marvel Rivals... Oh, and they also added loot boxes back, because... Yay? Unless they're free, that I don't know. I didn't play enough, because it's fucking Overwatch. Why would I play more than one match? I don't hate myself that much. So... Yeah, it's... Activision. Gaming... Like, even my freaking my Pac-Man title. Gaming is such a joke right now. The only company that has just been pulling out bangers after banger after banger is freaking Nintendo. And, like, I don't care. People are like, I don't like Nintendo because it's for kids. It's like, who cares? A fun game's a fun game. A well-designed game is a well-designed game. Like... Get the stick out your ass and enjoy it. So what if the graphics... That's another thing, too. This isn't necessarily a problem with devs or anything. This is just a problem with modern gamers. What the fuck is the difference between 30 and 60 frames? Scientifically speaking. Scientifically speaking, what is the difference? Visually. Because I can't tell. Oh, it's 30 frames less, I guess. Yeah, well, great explanation, actually. Okay, thank you. Understandable. But, oh, that's why I'm not seeing comment. Wait, why am I not seeing new comments? Hold on. I'm not seeing new comments pop up. Give me 1 second. Oh, I gotta fix it! Watch Crash spin so you guys don't lose interest. Gotta keep those attention spans burning. The last message you sent, was it she acts the opposite of how she is supposed to? It was forced and injustice, honestly. Because I keep seeing in my top corner that there's new messages being sent. But... But I don't know, like... Gamers that are all about graphics and stuff, why? I have friends that won't give games a shot because they don't like how they look. Now, I know I said I have only played games because I like the character designs when I was younger. That's when I was younger. Hold on. Humans see 34 frames per second. Fighting games, shooters, and puzzle games are like the only games that need more than 30. Maybe set a standard of 40 so that your eyes can't tell. My eyes can't tell. And isn't... No, Smash is 60. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm not big... I don't care how a game looks. I don't really care about characters that get into a game. That was a big thing with multiverses. A lot of people got pissy about multiverses and the characters and stuff, which I understand. Like, you want to generate hype and you want to get, like, listen to your fans, show that you care a little bit. But if a game's fun, a game's fun. Like, nothing's gonna change whether a game is fun or not. And that's why multiverses died. And I will stand by that. People say multiverses died for a lot of reasons, but the main one it's a platform fighter that's unbalanced, full of glitches, and you know, and competent devs.
Just make it quick this time.
That's why Nintendo games, even though people's arguments are they're made for kids, do well because they're fun games. Though I do have one thing I don't like about Nintendo is if you go onto the eShop right now, or if you even go into a store, like, unless the store itself is having a sale, like end of season sale or whatever, and it's the sale and it's the store itself, Nintendo never drops. Well, I shouldn't say they never do, because they do for special occasions, but if you go on the store right now, Smash Ultimate is still $70. Link's, I almost said Awakening, Breath of the Wild is still $60. And I think didn't they make, no, I think that's 40. The Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, that one's $40, I think, right? That's not 60. Oh, see? Did people complain that Breath of the Wild ran at 30? Can't wait for Crash 56 Crash in Space. I think, this is kind of off topic, but Crash 56 in Space kind of made me think of it. I think because they're doing the whole dimensional thing, if we do get another Crash game, if they continue it and everything, my theory is they're going to be like, because, you know, it is nostalgic, and as much as I hate to admit it, it is nice to see callbacks, so maybe what's going to end up happening is Crash Bandicoot 4's Crash is going to end up interacting with, like, Wrath of Cortex's Crash, and they're going to make jokes and stuff, and be like, look, we're so funny, aren't we hip and cool? We love Crash fans, give us your money, give us your money! We love you guys, but we love your money even more. And then they're gonna make it freaking live service. That's what they'll do. Nah, they're gonna pull a Suicide Squad. They're gonna say Crash Bandicoot 5 in space or whatever. Be like, alright, get your battle pass and you can get to level 15. If you don't have the battle pass, it's okay. You can only play 13 levels, but you'll be able to play 15 in about 3 months when the battle pass is over. You can just get them early now. Also, if you want to get to the second world, look, I know you spent $60, but listen, the second world, actually no, it's Activision. I know you spent like $70, but you know, the second world's special, and we don't want to ruin that. So, 80, and you get an additional 5 levels. Take it or leave it. Yes, they complain. They did complain about Breath of the Wild. That game looks amazing. That's what I don't get. I don't get. Okay. Hot take. If you can tell the difference between 60 and 30 FPS, you're looking at a screen for too long. If you can look at a screen for a couple seconds and be like, oh my god, that's 30 FPS, dude, you gotta look away from the screen. Your eyeballs are begging you. Please, for the love of your eyeballs, look away. It looks fine at 30 FPS. The lag is the issue, but the lag is from the Switch being underpowered and not the games themselves. On Switch 2, the games will have no frame drops and be 30 frames at all times. The Switch 2 comes out. I can't wait. The new Mario Party, I know a lot of people are up in arms about the redesigns, and you know me and my hot takes, you know. I like it. I like the redesigns. I like the cartoony route they're taking Mario. I like that they're giving Mario a bit more style to it. You can tell the difference at a glance, but only because our eyes see at 34. But why do most games need high frame rates anyway? That's what I'm saying. Some things look amazing and they're at low frame rates. Like Spider-Verse, for example. That entire movie is 24 frames, isn't it? Not Into the Spider-Verse. The one before that. I forget what that one's called. It's 10 p.m. Why so... What if it takes Crash longer to get there? You just lied to all your loyal subjects, Engine, and I am not going to stand for such slander. Oh, Crash might not even make it. If I keep that up, if I keep up that kind of gameplay, Crash isn't gonna make it to this concert. We're not making it to the concert. Oh, wait. Boom. I think I already have that achievement. But, doesn't hurt. Yeah, I don't play this game a lot, so if you see me... I'm gonna try a little harder to get, like... I'm not gonna go all crates. All crates in this game is a nightmare. But I am going to try to get achievements and stuff that I know of. And I will say, for this being the first remake, or the first non-remake that Activision and all of them have made for Crash, I like it. Honestly, they did a good job. Then they did Crash Team Rumble. I think... Okay. Crash Team Rumble could have worked if you made it free. If it was free... If it was more advertised. The advertising for that game sucked. There were some people who are dead hardcore Crash fans, like, dead hardcore? I didn't mean, like, hardcore Crash fans. I don't know why I added dead to that. And they were even like, wait, Crash Team Rumble? What the hell's that? I didn't even know that game was out. They didn't advertise it. I mean, the thing that annoys me about current gaming is the devs will fuck up and then be like, oh, nobody wants this. It's like, no! We just want good games! Can I go under there? Nope. It's like, no one said they didn't want this! Like, take the GameCube, for example. The least bought system at that time. Now look at all the games that that people want to see return from the GameCube. And that have returned from the GameCube and have done well. Luigi's Mansion being one of them. So it's like, if you make good games and the gameplay's fun, you're gonna make money. Now, if you make an ATM with a little bit of a game attached to it, no one's gonna want that. That's why, okay, Dead by Daylight, say what you want about the game and everything, but their monetization isn't the best, but it does shine in some aspects. Like, killers only being $5. That's nice, because normally games charge you a little bit more for characters. So you get a brand new power, you get brand new interactions and stuff for $10 or $5. That's great. Now, yeah, I'm not mentioning the perks and stuff, and, you know, that's not great. The perks, you know, being tied to payments and stuff, I will not defend. That I will not defend, but you get perks for $5. I mean, they could have charged a lot more, considering how much it alters gameplay, but they don't. Now, you can argue, which, in my opinion, the games are way, or not the games, the, whoa! What was my controller doing? The, whoops. What's it called? The skins are a little too pricey. And at first I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And then I learned why they do it. So the skins are $15, and the new killers, where you get new interactions and stuff, are $5. Now, a lot of people are like, what the hell, why? Well, it's because when a new killer comes out, more people are drawn to the game because it's new content. More people are drawn to a game will spend, because it's only $5, so they'll spend $5 on it, enjoy the killer, and then stop, be dormant until the next new thing comes out. Skins don't do that. Skins are for the hardcore players. Those are for the players that are going to buy anything you put out there. Or are for the people that just, like me, because I bought, I think, one skin in the entire time I've been playing that game. I bought Naughty Bear for Trapper. Because I like Naughty Bear. That's about it. But yeah, so that's why they do that. I just think games need to realize... I get that they're corporations. I get that it's all about the money. You know, you gotta feed your families and stuff. But we can look at other games that monetize very well, like Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals gives you all the characters for free, day one, in a free game. Multiverses didn't do that for some reason, even though it was all about being a crossover and was character driven. So it's like, what is that about? And I honestly think, if Activision wanted to, and were less lazy, because let's be honest, Crash Team Rumble looks rushed, it plays like it was rushed, and the character designs look rushed. Ripperoo not having spirals in his eyes is a hate crime, and I'll take that to my grave. Because like I said before, that's like making Sonic green, calling him Sonic, not explaining why, ripping off Mickey Mouse's ears, taking away Mario's iconic red coloring, changing his hat to like a snapback monster hat. It's like, bruh, don't do that. Crash was just standing there. Crash was fine. He wanted to die. Also, look at Crash's model in this ball. It looks so weird. His feet like go into his torso. So weird. Another thing too, why I say Crash Team Rumble was lazy. Everything in that game, almost everything in that game, was just assets. It was just assets from this game. So they didn't really add anything new. And I find that crazy. That companies can do that. And then they'll get away with it. And I mean, I'd be a hypocrite if I said, I will admit to this. Like I said, I bought Naughty Bear because I like Naughty Bear. But companies know that. That's why companies do it. That's why crossovers are so huge right now. Everything is so corporate right now. And the reason why crossovers are so big is because companies realize if there's a character you like and we slap them in, we just shoehorn them in, because Naughty Bear isn't a killer. I didn't play Trapper until Naughty Bear was a skin. I didn't like Trapper. Now I deal with it because it's Naughty Bear. And that's how a lot of people are. That's why Pops are so popular. Those little vinyl figure things with the black eyes that stare into your soul. It's because if someone likes something and you reference it, people are gonna go, yeah! And that's just how it goes. I want that Bright Now skin. We are replaying this level until I get the Bright Now skin. But that's my whole opinion on it. That's why crossovers are so popular right now. That's why everyone's trying to get in on that. Crossovers used to be so fun. I'm closing my door. Crossovers used to be so fun and so... like, the idea of it was so magical and just so cool, seeing your characters all interact and stuff. Now all the crossover is, look, remember that one time when we did this thing and... Yeah, buy it. Be happy, because you remember. Multiverses. Only reason why I put up with multiverses bullshit for so long, and trust me, I didn't like the full release of the game. And I've told my friends this, only reason I've played is because Stripe is in that game. Stripe the Gremlin. I love the Gremlins. That's why my Discord profile picture is a Gremlin. So, that's why I want the Gremlins in Dead by Daylight. So, I'm aware what companies do, but I'm still a sucker for it. And, I don't know. It just... I remember I would come home, and I would play Activision games. When I was younger, I would play Call of Duty. I'd go over to my friend's house, and we would play, I think it was Black Ops 1. That was the one where you would play the zombie mode, and you could play as JFK, John F. Kennedy. And, we would always fight over that. If one of us got JFK, we would beg to switch controllers. Because his voice was awesome, and his commentary was great, but... Like, I've played Activision games. They are capable of making not husks. And I think a good example of not a husk is this. This game right here, and Skylanders. Now, Skylanders, I know that's a bold choice for an example, because Toys for Life was probably the most money-making thing ever. But later games, not necessarily the first one, because the first one I've played, but later games like Imaginators was good. I've played a tiny little bit of that, and I've enjoyed it. It was fun. There was a lot of heart, and you could tell the devs cared. This, you can tell the devs care and stuff. And then they make Crash Team Rumble. It's not going to sell because you slap Crash on it. Like I said, a good game's a good game. I don't play multiverses anymore. Game's dying. I was gonna play to unlock the Brain Gremlin, which, again, they would have had more players in this case. But, for those of you, because Gremlins is old. For those of you who don't know, Gremlins is an 80s horror flick. It's like baby's first horror movie. It's the introduction to horror. It's a really good introduction to the genre. Like, when I have nieces, and when I introduce my nieces to horror, I'm gonna have them watch Gremlins first because it's more goofy than scary, but it has its moments. But that's besides the point. They put the Brain Gremlin in it. The Brain Gremlin is one of the smarter gremlins. He is the one that leads the charge in Gremlins 2. He's the leader in Gremlins 2 and calls all the shots, and he does all the stuff. And he's got a very, like, British voice and everything. He's high class. But they give him all the same animations and stuff as Stripe. And Multiverses has characters that have different animations for skins and everything, because I've said that and people are like, it's a skin. Yeah, so is Black Lantern Superman, who has a different winning animation, intro animation, and losing and winning animations. What did they do with Brain? All they did was give him voice lines. Modern... I know my last couple of streams have just been about modern gaming, but it seriously, it baffles me. Whenever I'm on the topic, I can go on and on and on for freaking hours. Because it's like, companies make these rushed shit. What? These rushed shitty things for a quick buck, but if they actually took time and put care into it, they'd be making a lot more money than what they are, and they wouldn't be losing money like they are. It just, like, what goes on in these people's heads? Ah, crap. Hold up. I haven't looked at chat. I've been distracted. I'm sorry. Spider-Man constantly switches frame rate. Modern horror movies. Let's kill off the black guy first and follow a bunch of generic stereotypes. Old horror movies. Oh no, giant ants from outer space are attacking. Pew pew explosion. My problem with modern horror is, like, I like slashers. I like slashers and psychedelic, what's that word? Psychological horror. And body horror. Body horror is one of my favorites. But, this video is just me having problems with everything. Holy crap. But, my whole thing with modern horror is it's not horror. It's just, how black can we make the screen? Like, if I can't see the movie, I'm not gonna be scared. And then there's a, just so stupid. Movies are just so stupid now. There was a horror movie I recently watched. Like, okay, say what you want about Blood and Honey. Like, the first one's ass. I couldn't finish it. But the second one, they improved. They listened to feedback. It is an improvement. It's still a Winnie the Pooh horror movie, so take it how you will. And then what other horror did we get? We got, like, The Grinch. And then we've got... trying to think what it is. I mean, okay. Some good ones? Terrifier. Terrifier was awesome. There's one about hunting a unicorn that's coming out. It's like, I don't know. Horror... I don't know if it's the whole... Oh, it just... it's not like the old things. And maybe that's why I don't like it. Or if it's just genuinely worse, which I wouldn't doubt. Because a lot of horror movies are just so predictable. They try to have a twist ending. And it's like, that is so predictable. I just realized I'm doing this entire level all over again. And I'm not even going for the crates or anything to get the skin. Oh well. It's a fun level. I mean, some horror movies are just laughably bad now. There was one I watched that looked promising. It was about a teddy bear. Imaginary, I think it was called. There goes his legs. Going freaking shrinking. But, it was called Imaginary. It looked promising. Watched it. It sucked. I cannot tell you a single thing about that movie. And I've watched it twice. And I remember nothing. And like, there's movies I watch where I'm like, oh, that was good. And then someone will ask me about it in like 2 days, and I'll be like, I don't remember. And then if I can't remember anything from a movie, even if I enjoyed it, that's bad. That means I took nothing away from your film. And then another film that I've recently, or not, I don't think it's recent. I think it came out like maybe a year, maybe 2 years. No, probably longer than that. It's called Skinamarink. Everyone was praising that movie like it was some godsend. I watched it and I don't understand the hype for it. It was so boring. And like, even with the slow setup, you know, I sat through it, you know, I was like, maybe it's gonna do something. And never did. I mean, at the end, I think there's like one little, oh, gotcha, jump scare. But it's like, I don't understand how people genuinely looked at Skinamarink and was like, this is a masterpiece. This is a modern masterpiece. It's not. Ah! I need to just not die 7 frickin' times. Oh well. Uh-huh. I gotta watch Skinamarink again. I need to... And the only reason why I'm saying that is I need to show my friends that. I want to see what people take away from that. Because from the reviews and everything, everyone's like, this film is so deep. Oh my god. And it's just looking at pictures. You're just looking at pictures the entire movie. And it's 2 hours. No lie. I think it's 2 hours. Might be longer. But it's 2 hours of just looking at empty, dark rooms with, like, voices in the background that sound like they're in a different room. And you're supposed to listen to that and stare at these pictures for 2 hours. And I mean, if it's got, like, a deep story, cool, but...
Put your freaky little hands together for...
Rocket Head! Fun fact, he says something here where he's like, I think he says something here, and this is where I got my intro, the freaks, geeks, psychos, and sociopaths. I got it from this boss fight. But yeah, Skinamarink was a weird movie. Another weird movie I watched, I forget what it's called, but it's not English, and I watched it on HBO. It's animated, and it's about these aliens. They're huge blue aliens that keep humans as pets. And that film was a trip. It was weird. It was just kind of... I really like surreal stuff, and that's what it was. It was just surreal. Nothing really happens in it. You kind of just sit back, watch it, and just experience it. Just chill out. That's stuff I like. Stuff that you don't have to make sense of is nice. Like, don't think, just consume. Nah. Ah! I don't know, like, in the moment, this is why I like Serenity. In the moment, you're like, what is this? It makes no sense. And then you just kind of accept it, you let it happen, you experience it, and then afterwards, you put everything together, and you're like, oh, so that means this and this and this and this. And everyone interprets it differently. Freaking... Okay, this is Guitar Hero. Jump, 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 jump. Slide, spin, jump, hold up. I'm focusing. Trying to think of other weird things. Like, I have a playlist. I don't think it's privated. I have a playlist of a bunch of animations I like, and they're all weird, creepy. Like, David Firth is in it a lot. I love David Firth. He's my favorite animator. And, I don't know. I think it's just a certain vibe it brings. A lot of it just kind of, it feels like a dream, I guess. That's right. We're getting deep. We're getting spiritual. Oh, God. Another thing that I've recently heard about, damn it, but I don't know how good it is apparently they I don't know if it's a remake, a reboot, or a remaster, whatever the hell. They made a new Nosferatu movie. I don't know if it's any good. I hear mixed things on it. A movie I would like to see that was referenced. If you go, I think it was either Chucky Twitter. It was for the movie Megan. they kind of hinted at a crossover type deal, like Freddy vs. Jason, because Chucky was like, I'm the only killer doll, you're stealing my shindig, and Megan was like, oh yeah, I'm better than you, and that's pretty much how the thing was. It could have been just genuine hatred for each other. Like, they could have just been like, your movie sucks, and they were like, nuh-uh, your movie sucks. We need more of that. People need to stop being so, like... And that's what I'm gonna try to do. Trust me, I'm not a politically correct person. I don't give two shits. I'm not gonna be like those YouTubers that are like, they're gonna monetize their shit and promote shit. I hate that. Because you lose yourself. You lose yourself a little bit. There's some YouTubers that do it that I genuinely enjoy, but I mean, when you look at when they first start off and then how careful they have to be, it's like, what's the point? If I can't be me, then what's the point of putting me out there? That might be a hot take, but I like me. So, I'm gonna enjoy being me. Follow him. I miss Titan's engine. Titan's engine was so unhinged. If they were to bring him back, that's like, I love the original engine. I do. I love this engine. His voice is amazing. I love his personality. I love how, like, aggressive and how much anger he has for the Bandicoots, but oh my god, nothing beats Titan's engine. The best line, the best thing in video game history, this is the first time I ever laughed at a video game, was Cortex is like drinking tea, and Aku, like, I've played Titan so much, I bet you I can recite the entire fucking cutscene right now. Aku comes to the room. Cortex is playing a piano. Uka is like, you messed up, man. You messed up again. Or he goes, you failed me for the last time. And then Cortex is like, what you talking about? And then Uka's like, meet your newest replacement, Nina Cortex. And, well, before that, hold up, maybe my memory isn't as good as it is, as I thought it was on this cutscene. Before that, he has this cup of tea, and he, like, Engine's standing next to him, and Uka says all this, like, surprising stuff, so he spits out his drink. The first time he spits out his drink, and Engine's like, thank you, master, and, like, thanks Cortex for it, and then the second time he's like, ooh, hotter than the first, and he, like, laughs, and he's thanking Cortex for it. And then, when he goes, meet your newest replacement, Nina Cortex, he spits tea, and Engine just replies, he just, in the most normal voice, he just goes, what? He didn't even have a cup? It's funnier if you watch it. It's awful when I describe it. But I think Nolan North voiced Engine in that game. I don't know, if they actually do explore the whole dimensional shift with Crash, where he goes back to the older games and they mix art styles, I think that would be cool to see. A mixture of art styles and stuff. It would bring a lot of uniqueness to this series. Because, like, maybe, again, bias. I thought that was a TNT crate. I don't know why. But, Titans is one of my favorite Crash games. Sue me. But imagine Crash, like, goes into a dimension. He sees himself from another dimension. And, like, Coco's like, why is everyone so ugly here? And then, you know, you play as I guess it'd be like Crash Generations, I guess. It'd pretty much be Sonic Generations, but with Crash. But then you do, like, that world, say you're in, like, the Titans world, so you're... And yes, this is what it's called. This is canonically what it's called. You jack the mutants, and, while you're in that world, and then, like, the next world could be Wrath of Cortex, and you're in the submarine, and the entire time they're just making jokes about how the submarine, like, Cortex is like, I made this submarine and it sucks. Which, I mean, that would still be nostalgia bait. I feel... So, Cortex is supposed to kind of be pathetic, and it's supposed to represent kind of the developers' fears. I watched a video essay about it. I'll credit the guy in the comments when I find it again. I'll look for it after this, and it'll be in the comments. I recommend it. It's a really good video. But, like, Cortex in this game it's scared. You know, it's redundant. They've done this so many times. Like, he's sick of it. And a lot of the developers used Cortex and his patheticness to, like, vent what they were scared of in every game. I don't know if that's confirmed. Not really scared of, but concerned about. I don't know if that's confirmed, but he makes really good points and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But yeah, I'll credit that, and that's a good watch. But, like, Cortex could be teaming up with, like, all the other Cortexes from different Crash universes, and it could be, like, the biggest threat yet, and, like, Crunch ends up meeting his evil, like, evil Crunch. Like, Crunch never stays good. Like, you're in the Wrath universe, and maybe in this universe, Crunch never became good, and evil Crash is there instead. And then you've got evil Coco from Twinsanity. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. I thought it was a good idea. It's just kind of all over the place. The one thing that they need to not do, in my opinion, people who play Crash are old school. Most of the people that play Crash, like, we're old school. And I've seen many people say that when it came to Rumble, and that's why it didn't work. Crash, you sit down, it's a 3D platformer. You sit down, you play it, you relax. There's no online aspects. Now, Crash Team Rumble was a very unique game. I would have loved to see that work, but, you know, Crash isn't really, that just doesn't fit into the, I don't think that fits into the the Crash fans and what they want from the series. I personally, like I said, I would have loved to see that work. That game would have been so cool to see other characters join and stuff, but it didn't, because Activision, for some reason, didn't make it free, even though they're greedy. They could have made it free, charged you for, like, characters and crap, and been like, then they'd have those people that sit there and are like, oh, it's a free game, what do you expect? They're supposed to be greedy, because if they weren't, then, you know, the game would be ass and they wouldn't make money. But modern gaming at its finest. Another thing too that has been lacking in the gaming world, where are all the horror games? I don't see people really talk about horror games anymore. I mean, I watch YouTube channels where they play horror games and stuff, but outside of those YouTube videos and stuff, there's no big horror games. Like, I know you got your Silent Hills and Resident Evils, yeah, I get that. But there's nothing really new. Oh, there she is, the strong, independent female character! with the cliche haircut. She's got that half haircut. That's how you know that she's a badass woman that needs no man. Because she's balding. And that, my friends, is how you do it. You know, well, I just turned my fan on. That was a bad idea because I'm sitting like right in front of it. If your girl ain't balding, can she even shop by herself? God damn! If your girl ain't balding, can she even... I don't know if I could say that. If your girl... There she is! There's Tana! Changing the subject. Look at Tana. She's cool. She's coming. That's gross. Tana, stop! But, no, what I was gonna say, I was like, if your girl ain't half bald, can she even drive? That was the joke. I thought about it. It shouldn't be too bad. If it wrinkles your jimmies, I'm sorry. If your girl ain't balding, how the hell does she go to work? I'm sorry, what? She's in a relationship? That ain't no strong, independent woman. I need to shut up. That's how I look at these characters, though. These characters are so stupid. And why that haircut specifically? Like, that's such a Karen-ass haircut. I don't think, oh yeah, Tana's a badass. I think I'm gonna be working my 9 to 5. I'm gonna screw up on something, like she's gonna order pepperoni on her pizza. She got one too less, like she got one less pepperoni from someone next to her, and she's gonna call my manager over and try to get me fired. That's what she looks like. She looks like she's gonna try to get me fired. I miss old Tana. They made Tana. I mean, they did it. They did it in CTR. They made it work in CTR. Why didn't make it work here, bro? They could have. I bet. They knew what they were doing with that design. But no, I don't understand why they changed Tana. She was a blank slate. You put her in CTR. And the entire, squad, the entire Nitro squad, which is all the girls from CTR, they were strong, independent females. And their designs were nice, because they were unique. Now we've got a furry Karen. The two worst things in one. I'm pushing the envelope this fucking video, aren't I? But no, I like the colors. That's one thing I do like about modern time. What is that? You know what they did. You know why they gave her that. You know why she walks like that. I like her colors. Her hair, I don't know why she has blue in it. I think that's a bit over, like that's a bit too much. Should have just made it blonde. But strong, independent woman, you know, I'm a primal male. I'm sorry, I don't understand. I'm just an ape, you know. I don't understand the in-depthness of the. What do you mean? What is with the question marks? Everyone knows that's Tana. Even if this wasn't like your first time, like even if this was your first time playing it, you would see her and be like, what the hell did they do to Tana? Exactly! Someone in chat just said, Blue is too Karen-esque. That's all she is. She's just a Karen. The insanity. Maybe that's the point. Crash insanity. Wow! But no. Well, goddamn. I don't know. If they did make a new Crash game, the one thing I want is give us old Tana. Come on. Like, okay. I get that Tana's old design was suggestive, but why can't we have, like, this might sound sus, but I don't care. Why can't we have, like, attractive independent women? They all have to look like this. Like, they all have to look like a Karen. And I get, you know, there's some things that people are probably attracted to on her. Probably. I mean, I can't put my finger on it why people would be attracted to this design or prefer it over the other one. I have no clue. Honestly, I don't know. I have no hunch for it. Why people would prefer this design over the classic one. But, whoops. Attractive, independent women in modern video games and movies. Well, yeah, because, okay, another hot take. Spider-Man 2 on PS5 and PC, I've played it. I don't like it. And a lot of people do. I mean, the gameplay's good. The gameplay's fun, I will not deny that. It is a fun game, but oh my god, if you say the story is better than the first game, you're wrong. The entire Scream boss fight, and like, they try to make it to where you don't agree with Peter when he has the suit, and you don't agree with the villains, but the villains make the most sense in the entire game. And then like, the whole boss battle with MJ, if you look at the person, I don't know if she was a writer, I think she's a writer. Look at the writer and then look at MJ's model. The entire boss fight is just that writer putting in her OC to rant about her boss. Like, I'm not even joking. I think it's a writer. I'm not sure if it's a writer. But I was like, why did they change her design? And then I looked it up, and it's because they based it off of someone who worked on the game. In the first game, I mean, I didn't like playing as MJ in the first game. Which, that's another thing I don't like about the second game. Look at all the complaints on the first game. People were like, I don't like playing as MJ. I just like the Spider-Man scenes. Like, I don't want to play as Miles, just doing nothing and stealthing around. It's just the MJ missions. And then what do? Here's a mission where you're riding a bike. And dialogue is being shot at you. Because tell, don't show, right? I think there's like 3 missions. I watched a video on it. There's like 3 missions where you're freaking riding a bike. And then there's a mission where you just straight up go to a parade. Like, you're just Spider-Man at a fucking parade. And again, the game's fun and everything. But I just don't like it. I don't like the story. I don't like what they did to the game. I don't like how they make Spider-Man out to be the bad guy, even though most of the time he's in the right. Because everyone treats him like shit in that game. Everyone's like, oh my god, Peter, you fucking suck, dude. Like, and then they try to do this cringy thing. I fucking hate when they do this. This new Smurfs movie is doing this. They try to put an influencer character in, and that's like that's your positive James Jonah Jameson. That's positive, guy who hates Spider-Man. And then the guy who hates Spider-Man, throughout the entire game, makes more sense than the person who's supposed to be on your side. I've never sided with Jameson before. Hey, don't look pissed off. I didn't do that to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry they did that to you, Tana, but don't be that mad. I didn't do it.
Thank you so much. Wait, Tana?
What? I was playing as Tana the entire time?
You're not from our universe.
Okay, hold up.
Good to see you guys. It's been a long time for me.
We lost touch in your universe too, huh?
Yeah, you could say that.
What did we, like, die or something?
What? No. Nope. No, definitely not. So how are things in your dimension?
The usual. A bunch of evil scientists attempting interdimensional domination.
Huh. So, what you collecting? Crystals? Gems?
Masks.
Ooh, fun. Well, good luck with that.
Wait, you're not coming?
Sorry, I fly solo.
Oh! Strong, independent woman.
And where I can. In fact, I already have.
Dude, Coco's a better independent woman than Tana. Tana should just be... Crash is a goofy series. Tana should just be a cliche at this point. And they should just all make fun of Tana. They should all just bully Tana. And it would make sense in the Crash universe. And okay, I said wait because... You notice how it's hinted at that Crash and Coco are just fucking dead in her universe? Crash is looking at her because he hasn't seen her in forever. And her first reaction isn't like, oh my god, Crash, it's you. Her first reaction is, I'm gonna fucking punch the shit out of you. Like, what? This dude is back from the dead. You haven't seen him in years, and your first thought is, I'm gonna punch him. I've saved him twice, and I'm going to punch him. It's crazy. You should play Draken the Ancient Gates on PS2 if you want a great female character. It's technically the second game, but the first one is an old PC game that's pretty much impossible to find. Also just a really good game, one of the best on PS2. Nah, I've never heard of that. Draken the Ancient Gates. I'll make note of that. I know, like, Tomb Raider, Samus, Zelda, Pokemon trainers, like, when you're trying not, and this is what I mean. This is what I said earlier about how you make a character just so happen to be, like, gay or whatever. The problem is these people write the character as a strong, independent female. And that's all it is. It's not a person that just so happens to be strong and independent. It's, we're gonna shove it down your throat that this is the character and this is their entire thing. And we've just put a name to it. We put an entire name to the trope. It's like, be subtle. Subtlety usually is a lot better than just putting it in your fucking face all the time. Like some movies. I recently watched The Labyrinth. Great movie. I love that movie. But the lesson of the movie is not everything is what it seems. And oh my god, do they drive that point home. So at first when she's in the maze, there's like a worm creature that's like, not everything's what it seems. You can walk through this wall. And then she does. And then she meets this big monster. And she's like, well, not everything is what it seems. Maybe you're a good guy. And then when they get, like, to other areas, they're like that. I can't think of any more examples. Also, I didn't know this, but when Labyrinth came out, for those of you who know about that movie, it's the one that stars David Bowie's, big friend. When that movie came out, people didn't like it. And I don't understand why. Jim Henson worked on it. It's great. The special effects and everything still hold up. Kind of. There is one part. There's like these red creatures that like pull their limbs off and stuff. They're really cool. I wish they were in the movie more. And they use a green screen. And I think the movie came out in like the 80s. So it's 80s green screen. Labyrinth is goated. Of course it is. A lot of Jim Henson's projects were goated. The Dark Crystal, I think the Dark Crystal is what got me into surrealism and creepy stuff. Because Dark Crystal, oh my god. Normally I don't like slow pacing or anything, but the world building in the Dark Crystal is amazing. And then they came out with a series, and I watched a couple of episodes of the series. I'm not good at keeping up with TV shows like that, because I get distracted too easily. As you guys have seen in my older videos, I get distracted way too easily. So I'll be watching a show, and then like midway through, if I have to pay attention and it's episodic, I won't know what's going on, and then I'll just lose interest because I don't know what's going on. So I'll get distracted, and then I'll get confused, which leads me to get even more distracted, and then I just give up. Because then I eventually I just lose the place where I was lost. So I'm like, whatever. Ah! The belly flop, I do it. I don't know why. Every time I'm about to die, I don't know if you guys noticed, I always do the belly flop. It's like my panic button. Maybe because it looks like I meant to do it. Actually, it's not on accident at all. These deaths are not on accident. I'm doing them all on purpose. That's why I'm belly flopping. So, like, just know all these deaths are fake and not real. And I am the best Crash Bandicoot player ever. And if you deny me, you're banned and blocked. And I'm going to cancel you on Twitter. So, insult at your own risk. But, a lot of old movies that are now considered classics are, when they came out, they had a lot of drama around them. And now they're like, everyone loves them. And I find that crazy. Like Gremlins 2, for example. Apparently when Gremlins 2 came out, it didn't do as well as everyone hoped it did. And a lot of people I talk to when I'm like, which Gremlins movie do you like more? A lot of them say Gremlins 2. Hell, I like Gremlins 2 more. Stripe is still my favorite. Stripe is like, I want to get a tattoo of Stripe. Stripe is amazing. But, I don't know, it's just weird. And then Killer Clowns from Outer Space, when that came out, that was like the first ever B movie. That was the first low budget movie. And actually, I can't really say it on that one. I'm not sure how that was received when it first came out. They have a game. Killer Clowns from Outer Space have a DBD-like game. I don't know how well it's doing. Most games that try to go off and piggyback at Dead by Daylight or try to do the asymmetrical, it doesn't end well. And there was one game that came close. And it was called, Video Horror Society. And the game it was like a tug of war. So when the game first starts, the monster is the threat. But the teens, they were teens because the whole VHS ordeal, it was basically you were in a video store and these teens worked there, and at the night they get sucked into one of the VHSs, and then the monster from the VHS is what came and haunted them. I'm sorry, Crash, am I boring you? But, so, that game was really fun. It was a back and forth tug of war kind of thing, because teens, their goal wasn't to, like, escape. Their goal was to kill the monster. So at first, the monster is actually a threat and is trying to, take down the teens. And then as the teens get more weapons, because every weapon had a effect. You had to hit a monster with a fire, a cursed, a blessed, and an ice weapon. And so when the survivors got that, now the monster is the one being hunted. So now you have to play passively. You have to be careful. You have to bait their attacks out. Now the roles have reversed, and now you're scared. And it was so cool how they did that. I love that idea so much. And the reason why it failed, in all honesty, they were really generous in the free-to-play aspect. But I don't think that's why it failed. I think it failed because people didn't know about it at the time. People didn't know it was a thing. They got hacked, like, I think a day or two before the game was supposed to release, or maybe a week. I forget. But I remember I was in the server for that. We were all hyped, and they're like, oh, they hacked us and all that. So they were gone for months. I think it was like 2 months without any type of, like, info or anything. So we were like, so is it dead? And then they dropped the game. They were like, hey, everything's back in order, we're gonna drop the game. But because of that long hiatus and the lack of communication and everything, they ended up going bankrupt, actually. The devs were Hellbent Games, and I think they made one other. Oh my god! Oh, I thought that was gore. I thought I saw, like, rat guts. I was like, oh my god. But, that game had a lot of promise. And the killers were really unique. Like, you had the Puppet Master, who was the weakest and would take less damage, but what he would do was he would, like, set up these puppets all around the map, and they were like traps, so they would make noise whenever a survivor was near them, and the Puppet Master could either teleport to the puppet or possess the puppet. So, like, if the teens were trying to kill Puppet Master and Puppet Master was in a really bad spot, he could teleport to a different puppet. If you're weak and you needed to get some damage in or bait out some weapons, you would possess puppets. Then there was the werewolf that was all about tracking. He ran around on all fours. That shit was awesome. Seeing that thing run at you from across the corridor. Ah! And then, I almost died. And then, you had Thwart. Thwart was a, amphibian creature. I think it was a bioweapon. An amphibian creature bioweapon. And his whole thing was, he had sonar rays, and he had, a huge leap, so you could bounce on survivors and stun them. And, all of them had, like, taunts and stuff. It was it had a nice style to it. A lot of people were like, ah, it's too cartoony. But I like cartoons, so. And, so yeah, it was nice. It was a really fun game. Friday the 13th was nice. I think Friday the 13th would still be getting support if it weren't for the whole fact of the lawsuits and everything, but you know, greed. But now that that's kind of settled, and why I say kind of is because the people who made the first movie own the rights to Pamela, and they own the rights to Camp Crystal Lake. I want to say everything after that, the other person owns, and they just own Jason. That's why they're making a series. And then, what was I even talking about? Then there's Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That looks promising, but there's a lack of content from what I hear. And then, I've played this. Honestly, I don't get how people enjoy this game, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Actually, okay, I can see why. Because, again, you know, I don't hide it. It's why I haven't played Dead by Daylight. I love the game. I do. I love Dead by Daylight. Can't say the same for the community, and I will not hide that. I hate the Dead by Daylight community. Oh my god. But, that game is so unbalanced. You think Dead by Daylight's unbalanced? When the game first came out, you could get through or not trials, but you could get through matches within, like, I think 30 seconds. And then the devs were like, yeah, we're gonna keep that. We're gonna make that core gameplay. We're gonna make that our whole thing. Our whole identity. I forgot what they called it. And then they did, There's like no content that comes out for that game. And they're tied. My dog's in my room and he's dreaming. So if you hear noise, that's why. Normally when I stream, he has really bad separation anxiety. So whenever I stream in my room, he's here. But was there a cutting off face minigame? If not, that adds and explains why the game is bad. Actually, fun fact. Dead by Daylight, you used to be able to collect the survivors' faces of the original survivors, and there was a survivor named Claudette. And again, you know, people have their own opinions on this, but lore-wise, people were like, that's racist, that's blackface, because he's wearing a black person's face. Lore-wise, Leatherface is not a good-looking guy. Leatherface is deformed, which is why he wears other people's faces, because he likes to... He likes to feel pretty. That's why he mostly steals women's faces in the later films, because he likes to feel pretty. And if you killed 25 of all the original survivors, you would get their face as a mask. And they had to cut it because apparently people were like, that's blackface, that's racist. And behavior's woke. They are. So they were like, I can't have that. I remember in a stream, someone asked, or someone got offended because they thought they gave Sable dreads. And then the response was, wait, does Sable have dreads? Oh my god. And then the devs were like, no, we would never do that. It's like, bro, it's fucking hair. Excuse me? But, Texas Chainsaw, the game, is very unbalanced. I have a lot of issues with it. I don't really like playing it. I play killer in almost every asymmetric game, except for VHS. VHS was so fun, both sides. But, he was gonna say fuck. My boy was gonna swear.
Now I'm at a solid, let's say, 9.78. Oh yeah, these bandicoots are here to help.
Bandicoot. Follow.
Short and to the point. Love this guy.
Their run animation is so weird. But there is a mechanic in Texas Chainsaw, but the game is just, you can't do it for some reason. Like, all the time. You can hook people in Bubba's basement, but it's so rare that, like, it never happens. It's insane. That game has a lot of features that you just don't know are there. But, oh, did they forget Europeans also had dreads? Just because it's more common in Africa doesn't mean they did it first. Also, your hair naturally knots into dreads if it's long. Yeah, I don't know. This whole shit where people just try to get offended by something, it's like, okay, me for example, I don't want to get into detail, but trust me, words don't hurt as much as other stuff, alright? So, I don't look at words as powerful as other people think they are, because that just confuses me. How can a word hurt you? Like, if you don't like what someone's saying, ignore them, or move on. You don't have to talk to that person. But, my whole thing is, people who are all about their culture, and those are usually the ones that are like, oh my god, does she have braids and stuff? Those people, you should want to spread your culture. It would make you more, how do I word this? I might get a lot of flack for this video, but I don't care. It'll make people more aware of your culture and more involved. And it will make people want to learn. When you're getting offended by everything and having all this negative emotion towards these people that don't know anything, they don't know, and you're not educating them, you're not telling them anything, you're just getting offended, you're saying it's bad, don't do it, it's bad. People aren't going to take you seriously. You're heated. No one's, once you start not making sense and you start just going name calling and oh that's offensive and not explaining yourself, no one's gonna take you fucking seriously. That's my whole thing on that matter. And like I said, people need to just grow some balls. You guys need to grow some balls. Some people need to grow some balls. And like, this is one key thing, and this is gonna be the last thing I say to this video, and then we're gonna call it quits. If you have a different opinion than me, I don't care. If you disagree with anything I'm saying right now, I don't care. We can talk about it. I will be open. You can teach me things. I am open to learning. But the problem lies in when you're having these debates with people and you are talking about this kind of stuff with people, things get heated, and at that point, no side is learning anything. There is no point at that point. There's no trade-off. It's just people being angry. And that trade-off is just high blood pressure problems. It's not... And I get people hate being wrong. You know, it's nice being right. But, you know, own up. Sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you're right. But when you own up to when you're wrong, you know, it does a lot. It lets you learn more when you let these people and open your mind up to what people are telling you. But, with that being said, we all need to just be nicer to each other. At the end of the day, we need to just educate each other. Don't yell. People are gonna disagree. It's gonna happen. People are assholes. Just don't give them the time of day. That's what I see a lot on the internet. People will say something and then it'll just go on and on. It's like, that's what they want. Don't give them what they want. That's why trolls and stuff like that, I hate calling them trolls. It's so stupid. But like, people who troll and stuff like that, just ignore them. Like, it's the internet. Drama, like, you got enough shit going on in your lives. Internet drama shouldn't be what dictates whether you're gonna have a good day or a bad day. Now, one thing I've learned in the moment, they start ranting, you've already won the debate. If you need to resort to insults to win an argument, you lost. Even if you're right, you made yourself wrong. Exactly, that's why I said, the moment things stop being heated, or the moment things start being heated, people stop listening. Their mind is no longer open. They are no longer taking you as a respected individual. Now you're just an angry person, and now the other person that you're yelling at and saying all these mean things to are now in defense mode. So you're not going to get anywhere. There's going to be no progress at that point. And that's not how we debate. It's not, and that's how it is now, and it's fucking crazy. What even put us on this topic? Holy shit, I don't care. This is a good topic. I like this topic. Because like I said, I'm a non-political person. I'm the kind of person, I'll say whatever the fuck I want because I don't care. I've been through, I'm not gonna get personal, but I've been through a lot. Words don't hurt me. And that's how people, that's how you, like, I'm gonna say this to you guys, because streaming is fun, but I also like to put myself out there, and I would like to teach people things, or maybe open people's minds up. And if you guys disagree with anything, that's fine. We can learn from each other. That's what it should be about. It should be about knowledge. Knowledge! Yeah. You know what I like more than my Lamborghini? Knowledge. But, that's old. If any of you get that reference, oh my god, I'm old. Holy crap. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Let's just be nicer to each other. Let's just communicate. And have debates. Have actual debates. There didn't, no playground insults, nothing. The world would be a better place if we all learned from each other. And, look, don't go into something thinking, I'm gonna change this person's mind. Because that's what a lot of people do wrong. Don't try to change people's minds. The moment you go into a debate, and you're trying to change people's minds, you're doing it wrong. What you want to do is just educate them. It's up to them whether or not they change their mind. That's totally their choice. But, talk to them. Talk to them about the topic, be civil. They can then say what they believe. And that's it. There doesn't have to be any back and forth arguments. There doesn't have to be any, oh my god, you're so stupid, you smell like doo-doo, oh my god, you're shit. Nah. We're gonna do another level, probably, because this topic's good. I like this topic. Because I see a lot of people, and like, I'm not targeting anyone. You know what? I'm gonna get flack no matter what I say. I'm not targeting anyone here, but I've had questions about the trans community and stuff like that. I've had questions, and I'll ask these questions, and all I get back is insults and stuff. It's like, you didn't even answer my question. And it'll just be questions like I offended someone because I asked them why they, like, what made them feel the way they feel. Because I was curious, and apparently I can't do that. It's not an insult. When people ask about you, it shows that they're interested in you.
So where's the next
And they want to learn about you, you know? And it's not a bad thing.
For now, we're stuck taking the long route. But I sense another rift around here somewhere.
He's behind me, isn't he?
Friends, I have a fun little game for you to play. I've got a reward for the clever bandicoots who can reach my testing grounds. But you'll have to defeat my deadly, diabolical creations along the way.
Embryo is so cool. But yeah. That might be a hot take. I might have offended a few people. And if you are offended by what I said, then that means it probably affects you. That's what I tell a lot of people. Because if you're offended by me saying, be civil, then your plan was never to be civil. Your plan was to just change minds and make people believe a different thing, and not let them be them. And not let them express themselves, only for you to express you. Oh yeah. This video is full of hot takes, baby! This video is a spicy meatball! But no. From everything I say and stuff, I genuinely care about people. A little too much. Because sometimes it gets me screwed over. And it does bother me. It bothers me how close-minded people are. Not a hot take if it's true. That's true. And especially nowadays. Nowadays you have to be so careful. That's one thing that I'm nervous about doing this about, is because, you know, someone somewhere is gonna get offended by something. Like, there's no doubt about that. Like, you can say the sky is blue, and someone's gonna say, actually, it's pigment 3259562E3. Exactly. And, like, no matter what, people are gonna get offended. That's another thing, too. People... And this is... Because I like when people get themselves out there. I think we need to promote more creativity. And... People aren't gonna like you. But who the fuck cares? Get yourself out there. Express yourselves. Everyone's unique. We shouldn't fault each other for the uniqueness. That's why we should educate each other for why we're unique and why we're different. We shouldn't look at someone and be like, oh, you have different views than me, we can't hang out. It should be, you have different views than me, you see the world differently. I want to learn from you. I want to see why you look at things the way you do. And maybe you can educate me and I can educate you, because we don't necessarily see things exactly the same. And I honestly think if more people did that, the world would be a better place. People would be a lot more educated, people would be a lot more open-minded, people would understand things that don't make sense to them.
I mean, other animals.
And yeah, I'm on this topic for a while, because this is a topic I'm really passionate about. I'm really passionate about people expressing themselves. That's why when people say, oh my god, you're weird in a bad way, don't take that as a bad thing. That means you're unique. Own it! Own it, you weirdo! That's good! Plus, who dictates what's weird and what's normal? Normal is weird and weird is normal. Why do you think when things are happening that aren't natural, it's called supernatural? When things are happening and you can't explain it, it's called paranormal. It's not supposed... You're not supposed to be normal. You're supposed to just be yourself. And own it! I hate... This is another reason why I started streaming. Because when I used to work at a store. And customers would come in and stuff, and my whole goal was just to make people laugh. And that's... I enjoy doing that. I like making people laugh. How do I break this without breaking the bounce? I don't know. So, some people think I'm funny, some people don't. I make myself laugh. That's all I care about. If I make you laugh in the process, that's bonus points. But no. And another thing too, with that all being said, love yourself, but also learn to laugh at yourself. Don't take yourself so serious. We're all different. That's not bad. We're all gonna joke around with it. Once you stop taking... once people stop taking themselves so serious, life is a lot more fun. Because, yeah, I know, some people care about their self-image and stuff, but it's like, you're you. Own it! Why do you want to be just like that other guy? Look at him! His life's boring! And then there's the outliers. The outliers are the people that do extravagant stuff. They get themselves out there. And it's scary. Of course it's scary. I have really bad anxiety. Now, anxiety affects everyone differently. So, it can be a struggle. But you need to understand if you put yourself out there and people don't like you, even if you, like, they're not gonna like you no matter what. Like, okay, that came out wrong. They're not gonna, if people don't like you, changing yourself and rearranging yourself isn't gonna make them like you. And even if it does, you're not gonna like yourself because that's not you. That's what I meant to say. Like, I know, again, I'm sorry for being on this topic for so long, but this is something I want to tell so many people. There's so many people that need to hear this. Everyone is great in their own way. No matter how much you may think you don't matter, no matter how much you think of yourself, like how little you think of yourself, stop. There's someone out there who's gonna think you're their world. They're gonna think you are the most amazing human being ever. There's someone out there that's gonna think that about you. Even if you think there isn't, there's someone out there. There are 8.4 billion humans on this earth. One of them is gonna like you. One of them is gonna accept you for who you are. A lot more than just one, but...
Reminds me of Neo Nippon, minus the kaiju tanuki.
Isn't this the level where she says kawaii? Oh no. Okay, be prepared, guys. Oh, here it comes! Is she gonna say it? Oh, I thought she went, oh, kawaii! Oh no, she says it here!
Aw, kawaii!
And like, yeah, bad people exist, of course. Like, but as long as you're not a bad person, do your thing. Tuck your shit, king. Let your nuts hang. You know what I'm saying? But no, seriously. Whatever you do, like, I tell artists this all the time. People say like, oh, I wish I could draw like this so-and-so person, or my drawing sucks, or... Like, critics exist. Of course. Yeah, there's always gonna be a critic. And, you know, critics are the ones that made the rating system. Who cares? We got our own rating systems. We're our own people. If you make art, that's your shit. You're expressing yourself. That's not bad. Even if it's not, like, realistic, like fucking Picasso or whatever. Picasso's not realistic. Who's a realistic person? Michelangelo, I think. If, your art's just a tiny stick figure, not all stick figures are made the same. Some have perfectly round heads, some have ovals, some have squiggled circles that are imperfect. Every circle has a unique imperfectivity to it. The whole thing where people draw perfect circles, it's really hard to draw a perfect circle. But a circle is like a fingerprint, kind of. Because everyone has their own imperfections with how they draw a circle. And that's not bad. That's amazing. Makes us less bland. That's why I like learning so much about people. That's why I like talking to so many different people all the time. And like I said, it's not as bad as it used to be. Like, my anxiety used to be so bad I wouldn't leave the house. Like, my anxiety used to be awful. But once you get out there, and you open up a little bit more. It's scary as fuck. I'm telling you that now. It's scary as fuck. Don't rush into anything. Take your time. Start off small. Maybe when you're walking by someone, because I used to do this. When I walked by people, I'd look at the ground and kind of like act like I didn't see them. Just kind of pick your head up and say, hey, how are you doing? Eventually it'll just become, you know, second nature. I think that's a problem that people have now. And maybe that's why I don't like corporations. Like, I hate Activision. I hate EA. I hate all these... EA? Why did I say it like that? All these companies are trying to do the same shit. And it's not working. But the people who make the unique games, like Pizza Tower, and stuff like that, the games that are considered weird or not normal, they stand out from the rest. And at the end of the day, all publicity is good publicity. People are talking about you. If it's bad or good, you made an impression. They're gonna remember you. Yeah, it sucks when you make a bad impression. But like I said, don't take yourself so seriously. Like, learn to laugh at yourself. Like me, for example. I was out. Where was I? I was at an auction. And there was a cute girl working there, so I went to go try to talk to her. Oh my god. It went so bad. I ended up breaking a couch. So I went to go talk to her. And she was I saw she was struggling, so I was like, and I was already nervous, but my friend was like, you should just go up and talk to her and like try to help her. And you don't, you know. So I tried, and I normally don't do that shit, okay? I am awkward as fuck. So I go and try to talk to her. And she's struggling with this couch. So I try to push the couch. And I ended up breaking it. Embarrassed the fuck out of myself. Went to go sit down. My friend... I remember my friend got up and went to go get a glass of water. Or not a glass of water, but we were at auction, so they gave out styrofoam cups of water. And my other friend was sitting there and he was watching me the entire time. My friend, he goes, he did it! And my friend goes, really? He did? Did he do good? He goes, oh, might need to buy a couch, but you tried. Shit happens. And it's okay. Because... when shit happens, yeah, okay, it sucked in that moment. I'm not gonna lie, I was embarrassed as fuck. In the moment, I wasn't laughing. In the moment, I was like, oh, shit. But then, now it's just a funny story. It's a funny story and a funny memory between 3 friends. I don't know. Life would be a lot more easier and a lot less stressful if we all just kind of work together. It really would be. And the things we would accomplish and the things we'd learn. They don't understand. Like, people do not understand. And like I said, I'm not politically correct. I make jokes about everyone and everything. I've probably said things I shouldn't have said. All for the sake of a joke. But at the end of the day, you know, is what it is. People can't be perfect 24/7. Another thing too with the whole anxiety thing. Anxiety sucks. Like, goddamn, dude. I'm sorry for all of you that go through anxiety. And if it helps, do remember my words. Because at the end of the day, in that moment, you may be scared shitless. But at the end of the day, you still accomplished doing it. Whether it's something small that most people would be like, oh, well, I do that every day. I don't know why it was so hard for you. You're not them. Don't compare yourselves to them. You're you. You're unique. That's another thing people need to stop doing. Stop comparing yourselves to other people. Because trust me, some of these people that you guys are probably comparing yourselves to have probably done some stupid things. Like, we'll use famous people, for example. How many famous people have you seen without makeup? Like, genuinely? Like, real talk. The people that you usually compare yourselves to and think are perfect normally are probably more flawed than you. And another thing too, with that being said, you're not gonna be good at everything. Some people are better at things like than me, or how do I word that? That didn't come out right. Some people are better at different things than what I am. But I can be better at I can be better at oh my god, I can't talk, I'm having an aneurysm. I can be better at some things than what they are. I hope that comes out right. You know what, whatever. That's what I meant to say. I might be good at something that you're bad at. That doesn't mean I'm better than you, because you might be good at something that I'm bad at. And that's why teams exist. That's why teamwork exists. There should be no divisions. We should all respect each other. Again, I'm sorry this topic has been going on for so long, but this is something I'm really passionate about. Because, like, dude, the world is full of so much negativity. Like, at my job, I told people, I don't know if I should be saying this, but, you know, who cares? This is a safe space. Safe space. And that's what I want my channel to be. That's what I want my channel and my Discord server to be. I want it to all be a safe space. To just let yourselves be yourself. But, at work, I told one of my coworkers, I'm like, she was telling me all this drama, and I straight up told her, I'm like, I'm not interested in it. I don't care. I would like to just, you know, we don't all have to be here. I just come to work, do what I have to do, and then go home. Like, if I had a choice, I would not be here. So why make it harder? Like, I got enough shit going on at home. I don't really need to worry about what you're up to, or what she said, or whatever. She took offense to that, but I mean, it's true. If it's not, like, what comes out of that? What comes out of drama? Why do people enjoy it so much? I mean, I can't lie, it's entertaining as fuck. I mean, if I'm being honest, it's insane. It's entertaining as fuck to watch. But some people like to be a part of it, and once you're a part of it, it's not as entertaining. It's more stressful. So I never understood the appeal. Nintendo is the only good corporation I can think of. All they want is money, but they make sure not to screw the little guy. Former CEO even reduced his pay so that developers didn't get cut costs. Oh shit. I mean, yeah, there's some good companies out there. But at the end of the day, and this is what I tell people who, like, try to defend companies. At the end of the day, they don't care about you as an individual. You're a number. That's all you are. You're a number. You're a wallet. You're either a wallet, a number, or you're just a cog in their system. And that's all they see you as. And depending on how great of a cog you are, is how they'll treat you. That's why I promote individuality so much. Because most... Okay, this is gonna get, like... I don't even know if I should be talking about this on stream.
That's what I've always liked about you.
I don't know. I don't know if I should say it. You know what? Fuck it. I don't know if I should be talking about any of this on stream, in all honesty. I don't know if this is even good for the public eye, like, in my case. I don't, like, self-image. You know what? I don't care. I'm telling you guys, be yourself. What am I worried about? But corporations and stuff, what they want is for you to just do your task. That's it. They don't care about you. Like, you may think your boss is your friend. If you show up to work and you do exceptionally well and, like, just do your job, they're your friend because they don't want to lose you. And, like, yeah, I get it. Money's important, of course, you know. It definitely is, you know, you need food, you need water, you need life.
I mean, other animals.
But everything, I think that's my problem. It's not just factory jobs anymore. It's not just supermarkets anymore. It's not just, like, businesses. Everything has become just so greedy and corporate. It's insane. And, like, the science behind it all, the way they get our attention and everything, is so calculated, it's crazy. So, like, I live fun. I live life. All I care about is fun. I just like having fun. Fun is fun. I like fun. I think more people should have fun. And I get sometimes, you know, you can't always have fun. You know, it's impossible. Responsibilities exist. Responsibilities exist, of course. But that doesn't mean your responsibilities can't be fun. Like, everywhere I've worked, I've made it fun. At least I try to. I think that's what more people need to do. They need, like, it's hard. When you genuinely hate something that you have to do, it's hard. But, like, just... How can... I'm trying to think of an example. Like, my whole thing. I'm a very opinionated person, kind of. And I like I've said, I like putting myself out there. I don't know if showing off is the word, but I don't know how to word it. But, like, the way I am is I like talking to people. I like learning from them. I like showing them how I am and what I'm interested in, and learning, and, like, have them learn about me and I learn about them, that whole thing. That's fun to me. And also crack jokes. Make a little comedy routine. That's my little tyrant. That's my little rant. I'm sorry it went on for so long. It's just something I'm passionate about. I don't know if I should have said it live. I don't care. If I get backlash for it, I get backlash for it. And that's how everyone's attitude should be. Just be yourself. Just love yourself. And let other people do it. Of course you're not going to agree, like I said. But that doesn't mean it's bad. And with that, I'm going to end this here. Sorry that I got so preachy at the end. Like I said, just something I was passionate about. And I wanted to get out there. Just so it's out there, you know? Just so people, if they do have anxieties or doubts, maybe I've helped at least one person with that. Maybe I've opened at least one person's eyes with that. And that's all I want to do. Alright, you twisted little things. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. If you would like to see more content, please subscribe. If you would like to join the Discord so you can get news and updates or stalk me, little creeps, the link is in the description. I made sure to do that before the stream went up and running. I apologize. I always say at the end of all my videos, I went back. I think I updated all the videos with, if I'm missing any, feel free to tell me and I'll go back and fix it. But, I think I put the link in all my descriptions now. When I opened it on mobile, it showed Discord on the bottom. And so I thought that was the link. It turns out it's not. Like, it just showed a Discord icon. But I don't think that shows up on PC. So I put it there just in case. I will see you all in the next video. Toodly boodly. Toodly boodly. Oh wait, hold up. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Ugh. Ugh. That was really preachy.